I know. It's a sad day when somebody puts their car up for sale. And although I'm being more than fair with the asking price, it's still going to be hard to see her go. And you may think, oh, hey, that's not worth $500 and $1,000. But, okay, there's somebody else that posted their car for $500,000. Who's to say mine's not worth $1 more? All right? See? This guy right here, $500,000. Okay, fine. I'll admit these cars are not quite worth $500,000, but let's go over how much these cars are actually worth, how much your car might actually be worth, or how much the car you're looking at buying might actually be worth. Get the fly away from me. Jesus, you see that? God damn flies. Anyway, today we're going to be going over how much 3000 GT SL, VR4, Dodge Stealth Non-Turbo, and Dodge Stealth RT Turbos are worth. Now I get it. You probably went online, you searched up 3000 GT or Dodge Stealth, and you're seeing prices anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 for these cars, and you're wondering how much you should actually pay for one, or how much your car is actually worth. And although the prices for these cars can be completely all over the board, there is an average price these cars are typically worth depending on the condition and the mileage. We're going to go over it in today's video. To start off, there are 4 cars we're going to be talking about. It is going to be the 3000 GT SL, the non-turbo, the 3000 GT VR4, the turbo version, the Dodge Stealth non-turbo, and the Dodge Stealth RT Turbo. And we're going to group up these cars between the non-turbo versions and the turbo versions because the prices don't change much between it being a Mitsubishi or the Dodge. So to start off with the non-turbo versions, the 3000 GT SL and the Dodge Stealth non-turbo, you're going to be looking somewhere between $8,000 and $12,000 for a running and driving, decent mileage, good condition car. Now, the price for these cars determines on a couple things: the overall condition of the car and the mileage. Obviously, the less miles the car has, the more money the car is worth, and the better condition the car is in, the more money the car is worth. Now, especially with these cars, the more stock or the more OEM the car is, the more the car is typically worth. But you really shouldn't have a problem finding a good condition, running and driving, one that meets your standards, that is somewhere between the $8,000 and $12,000 price range. Yes, if you want to go to the extreme, you can find the non-turbo version of these cars with 10,000 miles on them for anywhere between $30,000 and $40,000. But that's more of your collector car. That's somebody who's going to be buying it, storing it, holding onto it, not driving it, not doing anything to it. And you can find the ones that are not running at all. They might not even have an engine in them. Their body is completely destroyed, and you can maybe even find them for a couple $100. Now to get to the fun part, the turbo versions of these cars. That is going to be your 3000 GT VR4 and the Dodge Stealth RT Turbo. To start off, I'll let you guys know the average price for a good condition, running and driving, decent mileage, turbo version of these cars is going to be somewhere around $20,000. Now, like the non-turbo versions of these cars, that's going to depend on the overall condition and the mileage of the vehicle, as well as possibly how stock and how OEM the car is. You can find the turbo versions of these cars anywhere from a couple grand all the way up to, well, $500,000. But realistically, the top end for these cars is somewhere around $50,000 to $60,000. That is going to be your collector, pristine condition, super low mileage, all stock OEM car that you might see for sale and sell somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000. On the other end of the spectrum, you can find these cars for maybe just a couple $1,000s that are in a junkyard. They don't run, they don't drive, the body needs work, the engine needs replaced, whatever it may be. You can find them for just a couple $1,000s. Just keep in mind, you're gonna have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars and possibly hundreds of hours getting this car to where you actually want it to be. And like most cars, the prices of these cars does fluctuate, but you have to keep in mind there's only so many of these cars out there. There's always going to be people that want them, so the value of these cars is probably going to continually go up. And remember, don't use somewhere like Kelley Blue Book or some of those other websites that try to determine your car's value for cars like this. I'm pretty sure I even won in Kelley Blue Book once, and just out of curiosity, wanted to see what they'd value my car at, and I think it was somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 for this car. If you are wanting to get your car actually appraised, you want to know what your car is worth, and you don't want to have to try to figure it out yourself, just make sure you go through a company or a business that deals with old or classic cars. And if you are looking to buy one of these cars, you see one online that you like, look to see if there's anything wrong with it and research that ahead of time. If there's something that needs to be replaced or something that needs to be fixed on the car you're looking at, research, see how much that's going to cost you, see how much work that's going to take to do, or see if there's anybody local that is willing and knows how to do that work on the car before you get it. sometimes it might surprise you on how expensive or how difficult certain things on these cars might be. And don't forget to ask yourself why you're buying the car. Are you going to buy it to collect it? You're going to store it in a garage, you're never going to put miles on it, you're not going to drive it. You might be looking at more of an expensive car because you want to start off with one that has low miles, that's already completely stocked, that's in really good condition. And on the other end, if you're looking to buy a car to completely rebuild, you're going to swap out every nut and bolt on the vehicle, you don't need one that's in really perfect condition because you're going to be changing everything out anyway. So you might be able to save money up front getting one that already needs work because you're going to be changing everything out already. But for most of you guys out there that want the car to drive, to have fun with, to work on, to do stuff to it, you're going to be looking somewhere around that $20,000 mark for one of these cars. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. DM me on Instagram. I'm happy to answer all the questions you guys have, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.